welcome so much. Thank you for joining us here on 726 Mountain Home. I'm Dan Reynolds, if you don't know, and this is Sandy Garland.
You don't
How you
know?
doing? They know now.
They know now. We can know because we can look up there and see ourselves.
That's exactly right. And you're the bright side of the screen.
I'm the bright side. Dan's the dull
I'm
side,
dull.
as you can see. He's blending in today. And I said, I knew my dress was going to be bright. It was like, whoa, that's bright.
It's bright, yeah.
It's bright.
You know, some colors don't represent themselves well when it's transferred on television.
They say like those little tiny prints, and have you ever watched people on TV and it looks like their shirt's dancing? Because they've got the stripes are too small or something.
Called.
I don't know, but I learned about it watching Johnny Carson. He would get on to guests that wore like, you know, back in the 70s.
I don't think that happens so much now with the digital
with the pixels
cameras and everything.
Stuff?
Yeah, it kind of vibrates. It doesn't know what to do, but I think that's all gone now if you're watching everything in digital.
Oh, well.
So if we're vibrating, then there's something wrong.
There's something wrong. There's an earthquake.
There's something,
Yeah,
like
there's an earthquake or something going on. Well, how you been, Daniel?
I've been very good.
Well, that's nice. Okay.
You want some meat
to
the...
Well, no, etiquette thing. You know how people say, well, how are you? Oh, that reminds me of a story, actually.
There you go.
Everything reminds me of a story. Several years ago, I was traveling, and I was flying. We had left, I think we'd left New York. We were flying out of New York City, from New York City to, I think I might have been going to Paris. And I was sitting by a couple of guys on the plane who were from the Netherlands. That's where they were from. And they had been on New York City on business, and it was their first trip to the United States. So, of course, I said, oh, what do you think of the United States? Expecting to hear lots of wonderful things. Well, they did say it was a really nice place, and they enjoyed New York City and yada, yada, yada. But one of them said, but people aren't very friendly. Well, of course, I got offended as an American, but tried not to show it because I thought everything. I mean, I expected just to hear, Dan, I've never been. Well, no, I've been referred to once as being unfriendly, so I knew that person didn't have a clue because, so whatever. I wrote the rest of that complaint off. But anyway, they said Americans weren't very friendly, and I thought, yes, we are. So anyway, I said, really? How so? And it was kind of cute because he said, well, Americans, he said, they smile and say, hi, how are you? But they don't really want to know. And I said, he goes, they just walk on. He said they don't, and I said, oh, well, it's what you call a pleasantry in English.
Yes.
We don't, I'm sorry, but we aren't really going, how are you? But I guess when someone said, hi, how are you, he stopped to tell them, and they just went on down the street. So he thought that Americans weren't very friendly.
We're friendly.
And I thought that was kind of cute, you know, and so I was trying to explain to him, and I said, occasionally you'll ask, and someone will stop and say, well, you know, the old back's been bothering me.
We don't want to hear that.
We don't want to hear that. We want you to, and like sometimes people will say, hey, Dan, how are you? And you just say hi back and go on, which we don't consider that rude, because we consider the how are you just part of hi.
And that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, you don't really want to know how I am then.
No, I do.
Well, you don't. You just said that's how I am.
No, you said, no, that's how we are. And that's what I do.
Is that the royal we? What we are you using? So when you ask me how I am, you don't really want to know.
Yes, I do. But you misunderstood. I said when you asked me, I said, how am I? I said I'm doing okay, and then you said, well, is that it?
Is that it?
That's it.
But no, it's not. You always smile and say, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Oh, how are you doing today?
I'm just great. I'm just great. I told you I went down to Little Rock and ran the Susan Coleman.
Yeah, how'd that go?
They had 45,850 women.
No.
That 45,000.
In Little Rock?
Yeah, in the race. Now, I think that's down from last year, but I don't know. If someone does know, they certainly can send me an email and correct me. But I was thinking they had 49,000 last year, but surely to goodness they didn't drop, 3,000 people. Yeah. But it was full, and there's lots of participants along the side. And this year they did something. Those you fundraising people might want to think about this. They had businesses adopt porta potties, and they didn't charge them for it. They just had them pay the cost of the porta potty, which I don't know how much a porta potty costs. But then they decorated it. And one was Coleman Dairy, and it was decorated, looked like a milk carton.
Oh, really? That's
But
funny.
there were porta potties that they had like Hawaiian themes, and it kind of, lent some sort of levity to the porta potty thing, and it was cute, and it was a way to offset costs. Huh?
Not permanent paint.
Oh, no. They just put streamers and Cindy Lang came out of one. She said there was a bouquet of flowers in the porta potty, so we had fun. Yeah, Cindy Lang and Tracy Adams, Maria Cree, Lisa McBrayer, and Roberta Heldbrand, and Suzanne Sutherland and I from Mountain Home all went down as a group. I think that was all of us. And we had a big time. Lisa's our breast cancer survivor. So it was a lot of fun.
That's a huge event.
It is
I mean,
a huge
it's
event.
an event. I mean, you go
It
down
is
there
an
not for the running.
No,
but
you
just
don't really
the
go
event.
for the running. But the woman who won it, somebody named Bonita Paul, ran it in 18 minutes something. I went, ow.
Wow,
yeah.
she was serious.
But it didn't
about
have ages on it, so I'm hoping she was 18.
What's the youngest you can participate?
Oh, people push babies in strollers.
I mean,
and you'll see people saying 4 generations defeating cancer, and they'll have a shirt like grandmother, mother, you know, that kind of stuff.
And it's a sea of pink, right?
Oh, well, no, you're only allowed to wear pink if you're a breast cancer survivor.
Right.
And a lot of people don't read the directions and they show up in pink and they really shouldn't because you're not supposed to wear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay if you put pink socks or, you know, people do that, wear pink wigs and crazy things.
Susan G. Coleman's a huge thing now, and watch football games on the weekend. Everybody's wearing
pink, yeah.
Little
The
things.
professionals that
The
have their
gloves
pink
and,
socks and stuff. Well, you know, it's a lot of things. It's still very. I mean, it's not like we've defeated it yet.
Yeah.
So it's
We're
a
in better
really
shape, though.
we're in much better shape.
shape.
But it's an event. It's lots
Yeah.
and lots. It's a chick fest extraordinaire.
You know, we have got a very interesting show today, as you can
We've
look in the
got
audience.
the pine tree scary people here today.
The pine tree.
Pine
Pine
Park,
Lane?
Pine Lane. They're close. I'm close. I was going to say I can't say his name because they'll know who he is.
Okay.
So we won't introduce them.
Well, you know, we've got a lot of show and tell going on. There's a lot of things.
What, they're not going to recognize Tiny when they see him? Is that what you're saying?
That's a show and tell item.
Well, he's a show and tell, all right.
He'll fill the screen. He may fill us. He may.
Oh, he's kind.
upstage.
He's already, you know, he patted my knee, folks. Woo. Yeah. I went down there and said, oh, he's patting on my knee. I'm just getting fresh, Tiny. There he is over
Tiny
there.
is not tiny. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, we have Karen Moore and Dr. Lance Lincoln.
And Tiny.
And Tiny. And I want to make sure that
he should get top billing.
Well,
he's
we could.
the biggest of the three.
So I was really concerned about how Tiny spelled his name. I didn't want to spell it with a traditional Y unless that was proper. Made sure that it was spelled with a Y, not an I or an IE or an EY or whatever.
So you don't offend.
I would not want to offend a large animal like that.
Yeah, he's beautiful. Wait till you see Tiny. What else?
Need to wait for that one. And they're representing CMC Hospice, a new organization here in town. And also Rich Kluk. He's a dinosaur builder, and he's donated one of his dinosaurs for an event that's coming up.
Now people are going, I got to hang around and watch that one. He's built a dinosaur. That's all we're saying.
These are not life-size dinosaurs, but they're.
Don't spoil it.
Well, I wanted to let them know that it's not a small one. These are
it's
quite
huge.
large
It's
dinosaurs.
almost as big as Tiny.
Yeah, and we may take a little bit. Almost as big. Yeah.
Almost as big as Tiny.
Yeah,
Look over there.
That's about right.
It looks like Patrick.
One thing I like about Tiny, you don't have to bend over to pat the dog on the head.
That's true. That's true. It's good. It's good.
And he just heard his name.
Now, who else?
I don't want to see the teeth there.
Oh,
it's a little scary.
He's pretty.
And then we have good friends Patrick and Mark Parkus from Pine Lane.
And friends.
And friends are here today, and they are ghoulish, if nothing else. And I think they've upped the bar.
Should we give that disclaimer about the squeamish? Maybe should turn their head at a certain time. Could, yeah.
This may be. I don't know. If
ready your young children.
Well, I think the young children are used to.
They're pretty
Halloween
savvy
and,
nowadays.
Yeah,
They're like.
They're used to looking at bones sticking out of the flesh and things. No, you can buy.
That's what they do. Okay, whatever.
Like anyway, and then we have Carol and Dave Snow from the Arkansas Roadrunners for the
Good Sam chapter. Very good. I like that.
And I met their counterparts when Betty and I were camping down there on the dam down there. I forgot the name of the dam.
Menopause moment. Remember, we're going through menopause.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
It's been going through menopause for at least 10 years now.
Good.
But I talked to them. They had an interesting story, and I said, I've got to find a way to get you or a representative from your group on the show to talk about their lifestyle. It's a very interesting
Do you remember the bikers for against child abuse?
Yeah.
Remember that we had those? They were at the football game one night. Remember seeing them stand there collecting money and stuff?
Yeah.
So yeah.
They're everywhere.
Well, it's good for them.
I know a few of those members.
Preventing child abuse is a big deal. Very, very big deal.
All right, I think we're ready.
I think so.
Are you ready?
Yeah, you need to.
Do we need to? What do I need to do?
Well, you need to get with the program here, Dan.
What do I need to do? Let me take notes.
Take notes. Take notes.
Let's stop the show and I'll take notes.
No, I did better when I was taking notes when we were doing your
number
therapy
one.
session. Try not to blend in with the furniture. Try not to blend in with the furniture next time. Don't blend in with the furniture.
Okay.
Anyway, now
Number
have you properly set the stage so that people will stay tuned?
I have.
And not flip to another station?
I think this little thing that we're doing right here has got people
Is it
on
riveting?
the edge of their seats.
The edge of.
Number two, men, you need to take notes.
Take notes.
Number one was what I forgot already.
Now wait a minute. Is advice for you in general, advice for you in this
We
chair.
should get with the program.
Get with the program. Listen more to Betty.
Listen.
Listen more to Betty.
All right.
Listen. Turn your man filters off occasionally.
Turn
He
man filters.
wrote down listen. Okay, that's good. Why don't you take us away to commercial, and I'll fill
You'll
the
fill
list
me in
out.
during
I'll
the
fill
commercial?
the list out while
Okay.
we're gone.
Men, stay around. Listen
Stay
and learn.
tuned.
The expert is right here.
Oh, please.
Stay with us.